Hello, everybody. Let's have a look at the Nets-Warriors game. I could only catch the very end of the game, so I'm going back, and if I seem surprised or completely wrong about plays, it's just because I don't know what's coming. You have my genuine live reaction. Okay, Bruce Brown is playing really close up to Steph, which is a good idea. Kevon Looney looks like he wants to give Steph a screen to play off of. Draymond Green also looks ready to set a screen if Steph chooses. Okay, so Steph is stepping towards Kevon Looney. Not totally surprising because Looney is covered by Blake Griffin and KD is covering Draymond, so Steph would definitely rather switch to Blake. The Nets immediately just give up the switch, so Kevon Looney walks away and Steph is now ISO'd on Blake Griffin. Okay, he's just going to step back on Blake. No respect for Blake Griffin's ability to lift his arms over his shoulders. That was so disrespectful. Okay, Steph just straight ISOing Harden. Step back, crossover. So Steph is very classic about this. He looks and sees how his defender's legs are pointed, and once he sees Harden is pointed in this direction, Steph is so fluid with the ball he can immediately cross over to get to the other side, and then it's really hard for people to swivel around in time. So he goes by Harden. Harden's reaching now. I don't know if he's going to get a piece of things. Lots of things are collapsing. So Mills is collapsing onto Steph. I think this is Bruce Brown is collapsing onto Steph. So there are a lot of people open here. Wiggins is open for three. Draymond got left by Brown, so he's cutting. So Steph should have options. Okay, and he's taking the Draymond option. So Draymond is cutting. Quick pass. KD has to rotate, which should leave Kevon Looney open for a little pass, and if Blake Griffin is sharp, he will sink in to cover for Durant, but then that will leave Poole open. Okay, and Draymond looks like he's going straight for the dish to Looney. Oh, wait, was that deflected by KD? Or is that a pass to Steph? That was an option I did not even consider. Okay, and sure, why not? Let's go back and see how Steph got open on that. It looks like he kind of relocated himself. Okay, Steph does one of his terrifying hook passes to Draymond. But once the pass goes to Draymond, here's the problem. Brown turned his head. Like, oh, it went to Draymond. That's so interesting. Steph Curry, no longer so inspirational. And Steph says, fine, I'm out of here. And he just runs over to the open space here. There's a lot of staring by these three guys on the Nets are not guarding anybody on this play. Draymond gets in the air. I still can't tell if that was a deflection or not, or it could be just a genius level pass. It goes straight to Steph. It was a pass, right? We're gonna just say that was a pass. And apparently this guy can shoot. Okay, Bjelica setting a screen. Steph Curry's coming this way. I think they chose Bjelica to screen because Blake Griffin is guarding him. They're picking on Blake, right? He's got to be the weakest defender out there. So they're gonna force Blake to switch to Steph. And Steph was making a move fast to get by Blake, but then Bruce Brown didn't go anywhere. He just stayed here to stop Steph. So there are two defenders here against Steph. So now Bjelica's spacing out to try to punish. He's forcing Brown to choose to just hang here with Steph or to cover Bjelica. Brown is kind of doing the best of no worlds. I guess he's kind of lingering here to intercept the pass if it happens. Okay, I guess Steph is feeling like, hey, I felt my feet touch the logo. This is a position I know very well. And he's just going to fire it. I guess Blake has to recalibrate how closely he should play Steph, because if Steph is hitting that shot, then they're going to have to blitz Steph. Okay, fast break. Bjelica leading the charge here. Oh, but yeah, Draymond throws it across to Steph. Bjelica might be completely free to the basket here. What is about to happen? I think Steph is winding up for... Okay, there's 20 on the shot clock. Steph is 10 feet behind the 23-foot three-point line. He's pulling up with two defenders on him. Half the team is still back in the backcourt. I mean... Well, Steph is going boneless, but when it's a no-bones day for Steph, that's a good thing. Okay, the Nets trying this semi-trap of Steph again. 2 men ready to jump on him. Otto Porter Jr. started by setting a screen this way. The idea is that he could then ISO Steph onto Blake, but I guess he just felt like it was better to try to screen on this side because there's nobody guarding here, so Steph can just do this as an actual screen. Steph sees it the same way. Otto Porter Jr. is getting good contact on the screen. Steph is going. Blake is lingering on this side of the screen. Okay, and Steph is feeling it. He is pulling up from, I think, only 5 feet behind the line now. He's not literally stepping on any of the logos. Kabang. So Blake Griffin actually is hanging in there. He knows that his goose could be cooked, and so he's doing everything he can to block the passing lane. So Steph had come out here. Wiggins was about to throw it. Blake is just face guarding Steph. I think he's going to try one more time to get a hand up. Yeah, you know, good for Blake. He's working on this. He's just trying to be a big flapping obstacle. So Steph has gone this way. He's gone that way. He's stepping back this way. And that will get the pass over to him. Blake is flopping around like a fish. And he had come so far in that Steph can attack this closeout. I assume he's going to get right by Blake. Okay, Patty Mills, who's going to stab in. I think he might fully rotate. Blake Griffin is almost caught up to Steph. Brown is doing bonus grabbing from behind. Steph with a little pump. Is he going to try to slip this to Draymond or just float it up real fast? Oh, all right. Well, Bembry is just digging in from Draymond, and then he came out to recover to Draymond. And so that wasn't a real challenge. So Steph just said, all right, you're going to need a real challenge to stop me. Sweet little layup. This is a beautiful little play. It's kind of subtle. So the Nets have done this unusual defense of having Blake Griffin and Bruce Brown just kind of hanging out near Steph. It's not a hard trap to make Steph let go of the ball. They just want to show him a lot of people so that, I guess, it's hard for him to drive by anybody. And so Steph does this beautiful move. So Steph is going to path this way, which means that Blake Griffin is going to come over here and get in the way of his own man. Friendly fire. I think he's going to nail Bruce Brown with friendly fire screen, and that will allow Steph to turn the corner. There he is. And so Blake being in the way here makes Brown take the long way around, which means Steph now can get half a step to get by him. And that half step, Steph is stronger now, so if he's got inside position on you, then you can't just knock him out of the way. He can finish through this kind of contact. And that is just a gorgeous bank shot. This is another triple split type play. One player cuts to the basket, the other player sets some kind of pin down. Poole looks like he's going to set some kind of screen for Steph here, or do something, but Steph just decides himself, hey, I'm just going to cut. I don't know if this was the plan all along, but I like this idea because the Nets have been switching a lot, and of course switching is a huge part of the league's antibodies against the Warriors' offense now. One of the subtle things with switching is, let's say this guy's following Steph. If this guy's going to switch over to Steph, that actually does leave a gap where someone could slip between them and dive to the basket, and that's exactly what the Warriors seem to be practicing right now. Draymond with this beautiful little pass. I feel like the Warriors last year were experimenting a lot with this kind of a little pass to these inside cuts, and a lot of the times they just bounce off people or get intercepted. So somehow they've really improved the geometry of the plays. I wonder if that got cleaned up by the new coaches that were brought in. Here Brown is playing Steph pretty close, but it's just the geometry that he was following Steph on that initial cut, and so he just can't be in front of Steph. And so now Harden is going to have to rotate fast to Steph, or it's going to be a layup. Well, Steph thinks, I can make the shot from here. And he does. I don't see the Warriors do this that often. So often Draymond will just come over and set a screen for Steph, but the Warriors want to pick on Blake, and so Blake is guarding Kevon Looney. So they're having Looney come over and set a screen on KD, which will force, in theory, Blake to switch over to Draymond, and then Draymond and Steph can play a two-man game to get Steph on Blake. And Blake is saying, I don't want any part of that. He's pointing to KD to say, hey man, I don't want any part of this. You just go around this screen. There's the communication. Kevon insists, now I insist that I screen you, and he shifts his position and also puts his elbow into KD's tummy, which means Draymond can come over here, spring free. Blake seems to be very curious about what's happening here and not what's happening here, which is good for the Warriors. So, all right, so this is just going to be a quick give and go. Steph tosses it over to Draymond. Steph should be able to come over here and get a handoff from Draymond. Blake better get a move on, and one of these guys better step out and help on Steph. Okay, I don't know what the Nets think they're doing. I think Blake and KD just got confused because, first of all, one of them should be guarding Draymond. I think KD at this point is confused. He's now guarding Draymond because Blake called off the switch, and so that means he should be up here switching to Steph. Now Steph has an acre of land over here to step up, and yeah, KD, you're tall, but you're not that tall. Reaching out to contest. This is an open shot for Steph. Closed shot for Steph. Okay, this is the clay play as seen from outer space. I don't know why they make this shot so far away, because like you can't really even see the crowd. Anyway, so if you've ever wondered what the clay play looks like from the Hubble Space Telescope, this is it. We have Damion Lee coming up to set a slip screen. Somebody, I can't tell who they are. I think they're on the Warriors. Is setting a pin down for the screener, and then he's going to come over and get this pin. It's so small, this camera. I think they're playing basketball. After that, I'm not sure. So anyway, whoever sets the pin down gets a screen to pop out. All right, here comes Damion to do the slip screen. Okay, they're definitely waiting. And here comes the screen and the pop out. It's Otto Porter Jr. Okay, I don't know why, but Steph just feels like, you know what, I'm going to shoot this. Heck with the clay play. The audience will never see it anyway, because we're basically just 3 pixels wide at this moment. Okay, he just pump fakes that guy. And okay, I gotta go back. Why did this happen? Okay, so Damion comes up, but as usual, he doesn't really set a screen. He just slips the screen immediately. Oh, okay. So the screen is usually a decoy, but it actually confused Bembry, and Bembry thought he was following Damion Lee, and Patty Mills here got confused. He thought he was just staying with Damion Lee, and so Steph got a little bit of space, and so I guess he just said, all right, I'm open, you're lost, I'm going to just fire it. And as he lined up, Bembry realized his mistake, and he's just selling out to try to block the shot, and Steph ball fakes, and it's looking like it'll just be a straight ISO of LaMarcus Aldridge. You can see Steph make a little hand motion, like waving go away to Damion Lee. So Damion Lee is going to clear out so that Steph has all the room in the world to work with LaMarcus, and Damien's man here can't rotate to help. So he waves Damion away. The Warriors go, okay, it's Steph time. I don't know how flat they're going to go, but it looks like they're going to go two in the dunker spots and then 2 on the deep wings here. All right, Steph just working on LaMarcus Aldridge. There's usually this whole thing where Steph tries to make the defender commit his body one way or the other. So I think Steph is going to try to lean to the right and try to make LaMarcus Aldridge turn his feet so that they're this way, so he's facing that way. And once he does that, Steph can cross over to the other side. Okay, or LaMarcus Aldridge can just back up off of Steph, and Steph will say, fine, you do that. I'm here in my home, the logo, and I'm just going to fire this in your face. You know, if you can do that, maybe you don't need a good crossover. Okay, I think we got someone doing the strut, shadow boxing. Oh, they instantly go into 3 mode. All right, that's good. So they're all flashing the 3s here. We've got the little steps dance happening over here. We got this plain old holding 3s. We've got I'm the rotating 3 display in the background showing the 3. Yeah, that's important. I think Moody is showing off the 3 to the entire Brooklyn crowd, because from this angle, he's only shoving the three in the face of this side of the arena, so he's rotated 180 degrees to shoving the three in the face of this side of the arena. That's just good manners.